Estamos en directo.
Hello, hello, hello. Here we are again. This is CivicWise Purpose Discovery Session 3. Welcome on board. Today, after a couple of sessions of discovering what people's fears and needs and joys and expectations and motivations and some of the things that came on the first two sessions, it would be helpful if we start talking about what is the purpose of CivicWise, or at least what we think it could be the purpose of CivicWise, now for the future. Before we're doing that, obviously we need to somehow get there. We need to realize that we all are sensors as human beings, and if we want to sense deeper, we need time, we need to get relaxed, and we need a process to get there. So let's start with a typical presentation. Maybe some of the people that are watching now don't know us, and yeah, it'd be nice if we can just give the typical, few seconds presentation. And to break the ice, what about if we talk about, I don't know, what would you do in your favorite summer? What would you do if you have freedom to do whatever in summer? What would be the perfect thing for you? Okay, so whoever wants to start.
Hello, my name is Pablo, and in summer I like traveling. I like traveling around the world.
Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I'm Pablo. I am a CivicWise London connector with Fausto, and I'm a lecturer at UCL, University College London, and I run a practice in Seville called Lugadero. I lecture in planning and urban design. Domenico?
Yes. Hello, I am Domenico. I like work with collective intelligence processes. And
in summer?
Sorry?
In summer.
In summer.
Is summer?
No, in summer I would like. In summer, as you said, in summer I really like travel. Traveling is something I like anytime, but in summer is special. If I can have the opportunity to visit and have for instance, a van or a car, and improvise new destinations, and having this long trip. Right now I really would like to have this trip in Europe. Get a van and turn around Europe, visiting cities, rural territories, and metropolis, and these kind of things. So this is my dream, but it's not possible so far. So, so for now I'm in Valencia, and here I really want to enjoy this new project we are developing with CivicWise, which is Civic Factory Fest. And in fact, to present myself, I think it's a good example, because it's a project that tries to develop a collective intelligence, collective processes that can improve local can improve territories. So this is what I love, and yes, I love as well to give lectures and work as a consultant for universities and international organizations and councils. Creating new connections between these organizations and citizens that usually are not really well working.
Hello, I'm Francesco. I come from Italy, and I am an architect. I work with CivicWise. Right now, I'm in Valencia with the Valencia team, working on a big project we have here. And for me, the perfect summer is a group of friends traveling, maybe finding a good situation in a rural site, and maybe better with sun, with the seaside and beaches and a lot of nature around. And I really like to camp. And for me, it's a good camping travel with friends is the good thing that you can have in summer.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, my name is Fausto. I'm a CivicWise connector also, and I'm based in London. At the same time, I work as a community organizer for a local charity in Southwark, in South London. And basically what I do is to build network through meaningful relationships. So I do listening as a core skill. I do meet people and enhance conversations in groups, trying to go through conflict, trying to go through prejudices, and trying to go through agendas. So that's the way it's called, for example, participative leadership, somehow call it like that. And my perfect summer, I guess that it'll be a mix of some of the experiences I had in the past, and it'll have a road trip with beach destinations and also a music festival. I mean, and if possible, going to Morocco also. Why not? I feel like going to Morocco now. But this summer I'll go to Canada, so I'll try to find ways of yeah, excite myself in Canada. So yeah, that's a bit of ourselves. That's a bit of what we want and what we like, and a bit of what we're doing. Going back to the session, I think it'll be worth a bit refreshing our minds from last sessions. Francesco and Domenico were here and were able to express themselves in terms of what is their purpose. But maybe it'll be interesting also to listen to Pablo. If Pablo, you're ready, will you be able to share what is your purpose in life or at work or whatever it comes from you?
Ah, but the purpose of CivicWise, or the purpose of my own purpose. So my purpose is, I mean, professionally, let's say, and personally have other purposes, but professionally is to research and work on collaborative urbanism, so on public participation, on how people interact with the built environment. So that's what I've been doing for the last few years through working at the university, through working at the Duvedero. And the reason why I think CivicWise is kind of like going to help me to carry on that is because it's a very good network to be connected to many people in the world that are working in the same thing. So that's, I mean, my purpose is keeping working in what I'm doing, and being connected and connecting with different people that are doing the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And can I ask you, for example, if you were to imagine what is your highest possibility in life, can you share that?
My highest possibility in life.
Yeah.
Well, if by highest possibility, I mean, if like.
Maybe you need time.
Any time, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys like to take on that question?
To answer,
It has related to your purpose, but have you ever thought of what would be the highest that you want to reach in life? If you have any, motivation or appetite for growth or whatever, however you see it.
I think I will enjoy be part of the most transformative network in the world in terms of territories. How to read and use the approach from star architects to distributed consultancy, helping local authorities to improve and manage territories. That would be something incredible. I feel that also in my personal purpose, because recently I had this opportunity to work with the local authorities, in this situation, before policymakers are taking decisions, and I really enjoyed this opportunity to help and avoid maybe bad decisions. So I'm thinking that would be amazing doing that, but in a distributed way, having something trustable in this sense, because now it's not really, not yet something trustable.
I'll take the piece. This is, by the way, the talking piece, so we don't interrupt each other. Aligned to what Domenico says, and aligned to what we heard last session from Archibald, I don't remember his name, he was saying that he was scared of dying without seeing change. So when I asked him, what are your needs? He was saying, yeah, my needs are for growth, but I don't want growth unless society grows with me. And I have similar thoughts related to that and related to what just Domenico said. I expect myself to be supporting society to develop into a next stage, whatever it is, but I just hope to be part of that process. And so that's my hope. That's somehow my purpose, which is not really defined, but it's quite ambiguous if you think about it. But it's probably because I sense, and obviously CivicWise is helping me to sense that, future possibility, and I want to be part of it, basically. But yeah, it's how to align my purpose in life. I need to be aligned with what the world needs, basically. Because yeah, I think that's better. My purpose has to be aligned with what the world needs, or one of the things that the world needs, not necessarily all the needs, but
Sorry, we lost you for a few seconds.
Sì, sì, sì.
So we lost you for a while. I take the piece. I think my actually I think my greatest possibility to reach would be to really understand and accept myself as I am, trying to align this with the desire I have to be helpful, to make happy the people around me by being happy myself, I think. But that's and to provide them to find a solution to their needs. So this could have many. I have many ideas in how it can be concrete, like I don't know, being a good father or being a good urban planner or being a good social connector. Could be everything. I don't care really which forms, which shape it takes. But that's what I think. Just to be very, to go through these changes and to accept changes that life gives you in order to to use this path I have to make happiness around me. That's it. Can be very different ways, but I don't have one preferred way.
You know, it's interesting that we are very ambiguous, and I have the sense that, I mean, that's really good for me, because I don't know, we could easily say, I want to be, I don't know, a gold medalist. No, this is classic now in the Olympics. And some people have a very specific thing. But the way I see specific things is that once you reach them, yeah, it could be frustrating. So I see this as a very long-term, ongoing thing. So somehow being ambiguous, I think, is part of it.
Shall we move on?
What will you propose?
Talking about the purpose of CivicWise.
Yeah, you won. You guys ready to move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see how we can tune in with our own selves. How can you do that? You have any proposal?
Sorry, how can we?
How can you tune in, just connect with yourself? And Francesco, you cannot say the answer. Only Domenico or Pablo.
How I can tune in?
Yeah, how can we tune in? How can we listen to ourselves?
But you mean in general or right now?
Right now.
Just have you know, some.
But you can't, Francesco.
Why I can't? I can tune in with myself.
But Fausto said you can't.
No, you can't. I can't answer.
Yeah.
Sorry. I said I understood the contract.
No, I think we can have some silence moment. Silent moment. I don't know.
Do you need a question?
I need a question. Would
Do you
help.
need a question, or you want the silence moment first?
No, the question would help, I think.
Okay. So here's the question. So what is the future that I want to be part of my journey forward?
Also, can you write it down in the chat, please?
Okay. That's one. I'm gonna put another one just in case.
Okay. Hola. Muy bien. ¿Cómo se llama el piso? Pues lugar. Sí, sí.
Hola, Fausto. Hola, Pablo.
Hello.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
How are you?
¿Qué tal? Fine. And you?
Here we are, chilling out.
Are you in London?
Again?
Are you in London?
Yeah,
Yeah.
London. We're in Southwark.
South London.
We are supposed to be in Valencia, but we are just Francesco.
Laura, Laura,
Laura.
Dime.
are you joining us?
I'm thinking about it. Because I
Okay,
have-
no worries. We just, can you make the decision now?
yeah, I have something to do.
No problem. You can watch us later on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, the questions are there. I hope you understand them.
What the deepest potential?
So from now on, I suggest that we think about CivicWise. And I also suggest that you think about your own purpose and how your own purpose can mingle and join in the path with what you think is the purpose of CivicWise. Okay? So let's try to calm down ourselves, have a bit of silence, relax, and we go back in a minute. ¿Tienes algo, Domenico?
Sí, yo tengo algo.
Venga, dale. Sorry, we're in English.
In English, yes. No, so right now I was checking if there is someone watching the
Sí, yo tengo algo.
the YouTube, and
Venga,
maybe they have some question or some commentary on the chat side,
Okay.
but there is no one. And,
Some question, some commentary on the chat side. Okay. But there is no one.
espera. Sorry. No, it's okay now. Sorry for the problem. For the first question, I would enjoy to be part of the construction of a new future where there is a better synergy between private sector, public sector, and commons. So it's something that really I really want to work for it, and I would like to experience, not just just work for it and guess in that moment we will have this situation. I think it would be amazing to experience this new scenario, and is why, for instance, I am now in Spain, because it's the place where I think we are more working on this in this direction, and I'm thinking about how public sector could work together with citizens and with private sector, and go behind and beyond the representative framework. So we grew up in a democratic, let's say, democratic framework. It's really difficult to say what is democratic right now, but let's say we trust this idea of democracy, and now is something we are not sure about it, I think, and we are trying to change it in terms of territories, in terms of habitat, in terms of how we live with others at the local level. It's time to, I think it would be amazing to experience this this hybrid governance between citizens, between local authorities, and not understanding the local authorities with the only big representative of the territory. So this is the future I want to be part of.
So connecting a bit with what Domenico was saying, which is kind of like how different agents can collaborate, how public authorities with citizens, with private sector. I would like to add the layer of, let's say, knowledge, collective intelligence to this. And since, I mean, what I realized also from the experience of doing the global camp and all this stuff is that we may not have realized that CivicWise is generating a lot of knowledge. So it's kind of like, it's a bit dispersed, but it's generating a lot of stuff. And there are many different kind of people generating this kind of knowledge. So there's people, there are citizens generating this knowledge. through their actions, their initiatives, their universities generating this knowledge, and so the future they want to see is how this knowledge can be, let's say, shared and used by anyone. How this knowledge can become stronger when people collaborate. That's what I would like to see. So how knowledge that comes from citizens, knowledge that comes from university, from research, how both can interact to make, to fight for this change that we're talking about. So we want to society to change to a more participatory democracy rather than a representative democracy. And there's a lot of people talking about that. There's citizens, there are university researchers, there are professionals, there are even local authorities and politicians debating on how to do that. So how can we collaborate, all of us, to make it possible? And in a way, we're also inventing new ways of working, and these ways of working has to do with this collaboration. And yeah, right now there's people doing research on how they call the interaction between lay knowledge and expert knowledge. The lay knowledge is the knowledge, they say, that comes from the grassroots, from the people that are doing stuff, and expert knowledge come more from scientific research. So how can both different kind of knowledge can coordinate and generate this collective intelligence? So that's how I would add to what Domenico was saying. That's also something that while editing the civic practices book, I'm realizing there are so many people that have completely different definitions of what they think it's a civic practice. That I guess when we have the book in our hands, we'll also realize about this kind of how this knowledge interact and how these pieces of text in 6 different languages all together, something that worth having a look at. And vectors of change, let's say. Interesting.
I take the piece. I'm a little scared about the world future because actually we can't really manage it, and we can't really we just think to create our future, but what we can do is just to live better our present. I think we don't have any power on our future. But the trick is that living better our present, you can be a little more sure that in the future, if you get there, you can be cool, you can be good, no? So what I hope is that we can just understand better that our potential is very big if we start understanding us as really human beings, listening better to each other, but today, not tomorrow. So the fact is that actually I don't have any plans for the future. I don't want to make plans for the future. I just like to stay good today, and tomorrow what comes, no matter what comes, I will do the same. And I don't know. What I hope is that doing this and trying to do what we are doing with CivicWise and more things is that I don't hope this. I think I'm sure about that. It's going to happen. We can really have more. I don't know. A more. A society where we can leave behind our idea of what we are as humans, and build a new one every day. Just because we listen to the person we have at our side, and we just want and carry their needs, and by doing this we will be the future I would like is that everybody is ready to do this, to leave behind the idea we have of ourselves and discover ourselves every day by practicing our human nature. And that's it. But I repeat, it's not a plan. It's like just you do it with your intuition and with your heart. You can't really plan it, I think.
What you just said, Francesco, I like the idea about the present. I really like it because I think I was all the time really surprised about these groups or this community that talk a lot about how to improve the world, and you can look at them and you can see that they are not enjoying the life. So it's something for me really problematic. Okay, yeah. So I was thinking this situation where you have these groups or people that are really into change the world, and at the end you can feel that they are not enjoying the life, they are not enjoying the present. So for me, I think I'm with you. It's really, really important, the present. Personally, sometimes it's something I feel, I don't know how you say, but maybe I'm not, I'm losing, I don't know, because maybe I think a lot to the future. And I think it's really important to enjoy the present, and for both future and present. What is interesting, I think, is how amazing, how useful, how good is enjoying present and future with others. Because in terms of the future, I understand that it's not so easy to plan, but in a way, I was thinking that it's important to do it if we are doing with other people, because it's this this projection toward the future that could get us better, because otherwise we could have the other problem, which is just enjoying the present and having no a real collective thoughts about how we can improve ourselves. I think, in a way, I'm asking if we can improve ourselves without thinking about the future.
I'm gonna try to answer the second question, and maybe if some people watching, maybe they don't know it, is what's the deepest potential it can be manifested in the world? And And I think it's going to be a bit of a recollection of what you've been saying all together, because I think there's a common pattern I just try to share. Because Domenico was talking about how to work between different sectors and the commons, and then Pablo was contributing also into how to make knowledge more effective, and Francesco was talking about how involve the personal journey of every person to be part of our journey. So for me, all that is empathy, because to do that, to work with different sectors, you need to learn from them, you need to listen to them, and you need to understand them, and you need to put yourself in their position and find out how they best do things, so we can learn each other. And to take advantage of the knowledge is the same. How can we just come together and make sure that that knowledge is produced effectively so we can use it? Because at the moment it seems like it's a bit dispersed. And Francesco, I think, is more about having empathy with yourself. So getting to know yourself a bit more. So when I try to answer that question, what's the deepest potential it can be manifested in the world? I imagine a world where we as humans have developed the sense to be more empathic with each other and understanding each other better and accepting each other's differences, and also being more empathic about ourselves and more empathic about the processes that we're part of. Because at the moment, to me, it seems like the world is doing loads of things that we don't need, you know? It's like, yeah, we have these amazing corporations that sell us lots of stuff that we don't need, you know? And they're destroying our home, and obviously we don't need that. So how can we find out what we need, you know? And when we find out what we need, I think we can reach our highest potential. I don't know, something like that.
And then you go have the talking pen.
Go on.
I was thinking, Fausto, do you think to find our needs, to better find our needs is useful empathy? Or in other words, how empathy could help us to find our real needs? I mean, empathy is something really good. I really like what you said, and I think is amazing. Maybe we should think about how we can improve our personal empathy, and in our organization, how we can facilitate the empathy ambient. So I think it's amazing. So I hope we can have this discussion and think and work together to improve the empathy. And now I was thinking personally how we can use this empathy to find our needs, and in a way we are saying that to find our needs we need the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to according to what you just said, you both said, to add that the way to involve other people in this empathic path is to be more compassionate, and with acceptance of the other, we can really understand what bothers me of the other people. And so I understand where is my limit, and my limit to express a need I have, and maybe a deep need I have that I'm not answering to this need, so it becomes a limit sometimes. So maybe listening very compassionately to other people and to ourselves, of course, before, but this makes us understand what is good, what makes me feel good of these people, of this person I have, or what makes me feel bad of this person. And here comes out my limit and my potential, so I can use this to do what I want to do in life. So actually, I think the deepest potential can be manifested in the world is that we understand and we really clear out our role as humans in this world. Is not that we have to live our life with the logic of with our minds, our mind projection, but with our hearts, with our compassion. So this means to understand better our relationship with nature, that is also with the commons, that is with also with the all the things we find when we get here and we live when we will go over this life. So all these things don't belong to us, I think. So being more compassionate means also this, to understand first our relationship with our environment, that is nature, but also other people, and all the action of the other people, and all the action we do. It's a long list, so I don't want to be boring. But I think this, so just to the deepest potential is to understand that our role in as humans in the world is not to dominate, because that is what society has been doing from since since ever, to dominate others or dominate the environment, but just to enjoy it. But enjoy it means a lot of things: taking care of it, taking care of other people, taking care of ourselves, give the chances to the environment, to other people to go on after we have done what we are meant to do and we live. So it's a lot of things. This actually can be resumed with the word empathy and compassion, I think.
You know, when I was listening to you, Francesco, it come to my mind the concept of ego, because when you are interested in someone else, you are in an inquiry mode. You know, you want to know more about the other person or about a process because you care. Well, you can have an interest, okay, but normally it's because you care, and that somehow is saying that you don't know anything, you don't know everything, you know, and that's basically removing a little bit of your ego, because your ego is all the time trying to show that you know, to show that you know how to respond to life, and then you're cool, you know. But yeah, I think it's a very internal fight with your ego that wants to respond quickly, and yeah, by being empathic, it's like you put your ego aside, and you open to the other person. And I think it's also related to complexity and to interconnectedness. That's a word. Or interconnectivity.
Is it English?
Which is, I'm talking about the ecological concept, where we all link to each other and we rely on each other, because we're part of a bigger living system. And when you're kind of aware that system is super complex, that none of us can understand, you can have the energy or the motivation to inquire more, and to always inquire more, because my angle or my perspective is very vague, it's very small compared with all the angles and perspectives, and it's like the more opinions and different perspectives I have from one particular issue, the more richness I'll get, the more knowledge. And that goes back to working with the different sectors and the different, stakeholders, and putting all that intelligence together. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, you just, I don't want to use the word ego, but it's just not to be too much psychic, but that's the point. I think ego wants control, and can we really say that we control our lives, most of our lives? Yes, I know I am doing now in the morning while I'm doing a coffee for myself. I know what I'm doing, of course, so I control this. But as you said, life is complex. So what we can control are few things in our lives. So leaving back this idea of control can help us, and in just being open and to the marvelous thing that lives can give you when you live this idea that you can control life, and to be open to the new things can happen to you every day. So this is a path also to happiness, because we didn't talk about happiness. We talked maybe last sessions about that, but many times living our anxious need to control our life, to control things, lead us to a soft happiness that is just letting us go in the flow. And I think also, for example, in CivicWise, we can't really say we control a project as in other structure I've been close to. I mean, we can say we know where this path, this project, this line of work line is going. We can't say this. What we do is just we focus on the resources that are in the project, the people, the persons are in the project, and we focus on the approach. And the goal is there, but we are not really sure to get to that goal, because the goal, we discover the goal day by day. And also this is a way to live, to let go control, just the approach to be sure or be open to discover the goal of a project day by day. Today this project seems to go in a direction, the day after the direction is changed, but not the approach. And that's really an amazing thing, and that makes me very happy to be here and to be in this part of this big network, because every day you get a surprise and you are ready to live the idea you had the day before, but you don't change the approach, and you better perform the approach. And I think this also is what Domenico was saying before. Can we improve ourselves without thinking to the future, without projecting in the future? I think this is kind of an answer. We don't focus on the direction, on the future, but we focus on the approach to the future. And this is a way to improve, because the approach gets more defined every day. You get or more into the project every day, but you don't focus on the goal you are reaching too much. You don't have attachment to this, no?
Yeah. What you are saying in a way is that if you have a too specific goal, maybe could be even dangerous. Could you hear me? Yeah. Having a specific goal, yeah, get us maybe sometimes obsessed, and at the end you lose some important things because you're not looking around, you're not working on you, on your life, and you lose important things. So I think I like this idea of approach, and the approach gives you the power, the opportunity to better move around, understand what you have around you, and I think in a way, approach is also related with empathy.
It is related to what I just said with complexity. If we had a super defined purpose, and we would all try to focus on make that purpose reality, that somehow will be putting a barrier to people's creativity. You know? Francesco has explicitly put it very nice. You know, I like to be, free, and I'm feel happy just to be here because every day is a surprise. And it's funny how, yeah, we need a structure, we need a bit of a process, but we don't need a boss, and we don't really need a mission statement either. It's interesting from my point of view that we're talking about purpose, but I think it's interesting also that we consider that the purpose is as alive as the organization, and it can be talked through and it evolves on a day-to-day basis whenever we experience things. And that's super exciting as an organization. Super exciting. So how are we? Are you guys okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think you like to explore a bit more this, or how does it feel?
I think we reached the point that we didn't have very clear before, but makes me think that we need a lot this kind of conversation and this kind of moments. Also, if we didn't have a lot of participation, but the community, or that's my point of view, huh? But I think in the 3 sessions, many of us participated also. Would be nice. A lot of people participate, but at the end, I don't think it's so important, because the important thing is that we start with these things and start exploring. Also, yeah, and we need to do it also in the future. Of course, presentially, when we will have an hypothetical local camp or reunion, we need this kind of sessions, of course, and this kind of space, a safety space, I can call it. I like to call it because it's, for me, as I said in the session before, this kind of conversation are healing. This relationship, this space are healing space because it's a space where we can put out things, go deeper in ourselves, go deeper in the community. So it heals a lot, and we take care of ourselves. So we definitely need this, and we don't have to have hurry on this. It's a process that maybe we just have these 3 sessions and then for months we don't. But this can't be a problem. I mean, this kind of space has its own cycles, its own path that we just have to participate when we feel it.
I was thinking, I don't know if you have any plan for the next week, if there will be another session, but with the today session, I'm really into this idea of empathy. I'm really curious about how we can be more empathetic inside CivicWise. I think could be a great session, think together about that. How we are we empathetic? How we are promoting empathy, tools to improve empathy, and is something really powerful and important in both inside CivicWise and the majority of our projects. So I think it will be really interesting work on it. So spend a whole session on this item.
I'm just gonna say something. I mean, we talk about the self and the group, but I think I hear more that we are inclined to do things whenever are for the group, for CivicWise. So now, for example, it seems like we detect there is a lack of, it's not that it's a lack of empathy, but it would be nice to explore how we can, as you were saying, Domenico, make all processes more empathic. But I think it's interesting that we look at our own processes whenever we're not with CivicWise, and start thinking about the responsibility of taking care of yourself in an empathic way also. Because I'm not sure about, how people take care of themselves, but it'd be interesting to know. So we can respond, especially if people is interested. Because being empathic is about, it's a daily practice, it's a constant practice. What I'm trying to say is that, I mean, a session can ignite the interest, but we need to think about somehow changing our lives. And that's a big thing, you know. Even if you have a lot of interest, there is a lot of barriers that don't allow you to commit to change or to a personal development trajectory. And I have to say that, for example, since I have joined the Telegram group, I was astonished on how much crap, in my point of view, is consumed by the group. You know, the amount of data that helps communicate, but somehow that pollutes the mind. So yeah, I think that could be a bit controversial for some, as I am challenging people's culture. But we should think about that. We should think about how we are in a frenetic rhythm of all the time communicating and producing and creating stuff that it might or it might not be necessary. I respect people's view, obviously, to do whatever they want, but I like you to think about how much of all that communication that you have through all your channels is worth your life, you know? Yeah, I'm getting a bit deep now.
I'm not in the Telegram group, so I don't know.
It happened with Facebook, it happened with social media in general, you know. I'm not happy with myself, you know, with the amount of time that I dedicate to consume rubbish. I don't know about yourself, but yeah. Sorry, I changed a bit the topic, but go on.
In this topic, I think the thing is, for me, it's not at all rubbish. I will never use this word because you said it's amazing in CivicWise the no need for boss or for a specific purpose to drive our interest and our activities. And when you don't have a hierarchy, the most important thing is information. And if this information could be actually a little bit more empathic or emotional or passionate, is even better. So I think that all of this amount of information we are sharing, for instance, with Facebook or Telegram, is really, really important to get connected, even behind, beyond the specific purpose of CivicWise. I think help a lot to get together and develop together even a relationship. So for me, the danger is not actually we are spending too much time on it. For me, the danger is this kind of relationship could be less inclusive. So we are creating a really amazing group, and we feel really well together. And when you create this amazing feeling, for new people coming inside this group would be problematic. So for me, the problem is, in a way, maybe the opposite. So it's working so well that it's dangerous.
Yeah, commenting this. Usually, I feel like Fausto with the Facebook and stuff like this makes me feel really frustrating. But actually, with CivicWise, we share a lot of informations, and this is strange because it's not. It happens sometimes, but not really. It's not really happening. It happens when I look to this exchange as I look to other social media exchanging. I mean, the good thing of, for example, of the Telegram group we have that is meant to be, I don't know, a collection of freak things. So can be rubbish, can be good things, can be good news, can be your how you feel today. You feel good, you feel bad. You just share. With this group, it's not happening because the good thing is that the approach we have to this, it is just to share, not really caring about what is going on. So it's but just share this, and if you are there, you respond. If you're not, you don't respond. So these things really liberates me from frustration of the social media because it happens to me that when I go to Facebook, I feel like on a rush to be in the flow, to be on the news. I don't know how to say it, be updating. My social, my media, my I don't know how to say, my virtual identity is my digital identity. I feel this in Facebook, but it's because it's structured like, to make you feel like this. I think because you want when you go to you want to put your photo so everybody see your photo and you don't watch to the photo of the others just and stay behind. No, I think we are experimenting maybe something different, but because we work very well like a group and we have this conversation like today, we have other tools to go deeper in the sharing of information, to go deeper in developing our project. So if you miss a message on Slack, on the other tools we use, Telegram, it's not really important. You don't get closed out, you know. So I think you are both right. There are both sides because sometimes can be annoying, but and sometimes you have the risk to close out people. But if we get balance on this, I mean, life is about balance, between opposites. So if you get a balance, and I think we are reaching this, we are not very far. I mean, we are working on it. And up to now, we have it. It can be good, a good use, a new use of this. It's interesting for me because I don't use Facebook I participate with CivicWise stuff. I don't use other medias. I just close it.
No, I think that there are different channels. Each channel has its own purpose. I guess that, but I haven't been in Telegram, but I guess that Telegram or Facebook can be distinct for about how to strengthen the community through let's say, non-work related stuff, just to have some fun. And there's certain other channels like Slack that is for work. So it depends on the mood you are. Depend on the social media or channel that you check. I think all of them are valid. All of them has their own purpose, and they work for different purposes. I think. So I don't know if you're annoyed by all the information on Telegram, you just don't check it for a while, and that Telegram will be
Same as WhatsApp. Very similar to WhatsApp.
No. The content that you're publishing, is it work related stuff or it's more about fun?
It's mixed, as Francesco was saying. You
Yeah.
choose.
yeah, I mean, what it makes it a bit more difficult because I guess that for work-related stuff we should focus on Slack, having everything concentrated in one channel. But I don't know. That's yeah, Francesco.
Yeah, but what you're saying, without going deeper in the content of this chat, is mixed, as Pablo said, as Fausto said, but it's not deep. When you talk about work, it's not deep. You just say, "Hey guys, I have good news. There's a new project coming out. Yeah, good. Yeah, stuff. Yeah, fun. But you work on the project on Slack and on Drive and stuff.
Okay.
So that's polite, I think. And that's gets me to another point. We have to focus in using this stuff. Is it healing for ourselves? Is it good for ourselves? Because we have to understand, to have an auto education on this, auto discipline, because we have to understand, and I think we are on it. And that's I understood this from the words of Fausto before. We have to understand if these things are good for us. So we have to educate ourselves in a new use of these things. Because, as you said, Pablo, if you're not in the mood, you don't open the chat. Because if today, and I do it because I understand, I learned to do it. But we should focus on this, and this is about the approach.
Yeah, I mean, all this kind of come out because we were talking about empathy, and somehow, yeah, I was kind of challenging you which tools, especially which digital tools, can we use to promote empathy and to practice empathy. So yeah, that's probably an open question that we don't have to. I'm gonna write it down.
No, it will be good if, as Domenico said, if we now maybe focus just on empathy if we have a new sessions and we just start to work on tools, on also not only digital but also physical tools, and what you said, Fausto, before, in our own, the things we can do in our own to be more empathic with ourselves, to be more compassionate with ourselves, because I have my tools, my habits, but it would be good that everybody develops his own, because these sessions are very good. We go home with a lot of things, and it would be nice if we start thinking on these things in our own life, because we are not 100% CivicWise. Many facets, we have many relations, we have many things, and the good thing is to share the contents. One thing I learned in the relation in another field, I take it and I put it in CivicWise. And one thing I learned here, I take it and I put it, I don't know, I'm thinking, I play water polo, I have a team of water polo, and there are many things I learn in a team sport that I practice in other fields, for example. So this is, I think if we focus on empathy and compassion, we can also start doing this. Or not start, but just push, foster ourselves to do this.
Okay. So we close the session.
What, have you heard that?
Yeah.
Should we? Is it dinner time?
Yes, I think so.
In Spain, it's perfect dinner time.
Yeah.
It's already a bit late for dinner. Late dinner time.
Yeah, no, but I'll take you somewhere. We
Okay.
can have some dinner. Don't worry.
Pablo is Fausto, you always close the session just taking care of the people close to you that is going to have food. Last time with Analia, today with Pablo. What's going on in London, guys?
You know, if Pablo is available, I'm gonna take him to a place to have some live music and then food.
Good.
And a beer.
Good.
But before that, we need to close the session. Okay, let's do a bit of reflection. Yeah, what would you like to know about the session? Do you want to propose a question for reflection?
Do you mean for another session or just?
No, for now. I'm inviting you to participate, to host a little bit. So how would you like to close the session? That helps a little bit with the learning and with the recap, basically.
What we learned.
How we felt. What we learned. If you have a topic we learned today.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. What did we learn today? That's a classic one. Let's go for that one.
I learned. I can start. I learned that what I think, what I feel, what is my thought, can be expressed many things and many ways, and can be expressed better, even better from other people. Because actually, you all said some things I think better than how I can do. I can
express, I can see.
No, did you understand? Well, I mean, you all express something I think better than the way I can do it. I could do it.
I'm going to continue with that. Yeah, I think it's very interesting to hear that, because every time you hear other people talking about you, especially, you learn something new, and many times you are surprised. So I think only by just having these conversations and enabling us to have that, you know, deeper conversations, we're learning a lot about ourselves, and that's very important. So yes, more or less what Francesco said. I think also I learned a bit more that these sessions are starting to get a place in people's heart, and through your words, through the comments that I got, the feedback from people while on the sessions and outside the sessions, and even we are only 4. There has been 25 and 24 people watching the sessions in the last few weeks. So that made me realize that there is this appetite for this type of sessions, and that's satisfactory, because I thought that I was like a stranger in this field, and because it's my appetite also. That's probably why I'm hosting the sessions. So yeah, it's great to know that.
Okay. In these sessions, I learned to listen to the others and digest slowly. slow digestion of what I listen.
Yes. So
You could say you haven't learned nothing, huh?
actually, and I think I learned. I think I learned something more about how deal with deep conversation, which are all the time uh, mixing personal and professional talks, and at the same time with I don't know, think in a way, to be simple, I thought I learned I learned better how we can talk in deep um, without easily, let's say. That's all. So how easy is to just take a moment and talk in depth on these subjects, and and don't get surprised in a way. No? I think when you are get surprised, so is
Don't get shocked.
yeah, shocked. I know I don't use the word shocked, but I mean it's good to learn how to do that and feel that is something we have to do and we are able to do, and I feel that of course we would continue to do that. So I'm in a way I'm really surprised how easily we started. Of course, with the help of you, Fausto, having this conversation and is becoming something we can do. And how we were saying, maybe next week we do, maybe we don't do, but it's exactly that what is amazing. You know, not just entering in a loop and feel that we have to do because we have to do, but because we really want to do. So, and my interest is all the time thinking about communities and how actually I learned how bring the word empathy in this reflection about how work with the community. I think this kind of approach is something that I didn't do a lot before. So I'm happy to learn about this.
Okay. So are we satisfied with the session? Let's talk about not all our personal needs, just with the session. No, yes, no. We said we're gonna close down, and this is a reflection. So we are closing down. Time to go for a walk if you wanna walk, or to go for dinner if you wanna have dinner. To go for a beer. What is that? Just CivicWise. Okay, okay.
We have changed now.
Or to do a strange alien forms of fingers. We need some background music.
Yeah, definitely should close the session with music, guys.
Okay, well, say goodbye to the wall. Take care.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.